Now the impossible love that once lived in silence is unfolding, quietly, in real time. No longer distant. No longer imagined. This is where love finally gets to breathe day by day, moment by moment. Not rushed. Not perfect. But real. Finally real. We did rush. We did fall all at once. We remembered. Each step forward felt like a step back into something familiar. Something ancient. Like coming home after lifetimes of wandering. You would say something ordinary. A joke, a thought, a line from a book. And I'd feel it. That strange pull in my chest. A whisper. It was always you. We did talk about what we missed. We did open old wounds. But sometimes, in the softest hours, you would look at me like there was a question in your eyes. And I knew. You were searching for the place in me, where your soul had once been buried. And I showed you. Not with words, but with presence. With the way I poured your tea exactly how you liked it. Even though you never told me. With the way I leaned in during storms. Not away. With the way I held your gaze when silence came. As if to say, I'm not going anywhere. We learned each other slowly. Like a language long forgotten. Like a favorite song rediscovered in a dusty drawer. You reached for me one morning half asleep. Not fully aware. But your hand found mine. Without hesitation. And held on. And that was it. No fireworks. No sweeping confessions. Just the quiet promise of skin on skin. Saying, you're safe now. We didn't need to explain the age we once lived with. We didn't need to speak of the years we spent missing what we couldn't name. Because now we were here. Together. At last. Some nights, I still wake up and watch you sleep. And it humbles me. How someone I loved in silence for so long now prays beside me like it's the most natural thing in the world. You hum in your sleep sometimes. Like your soul is singing. And I listen. Not to the sound. But to the peace. Because after all this time, you're finally here. And I'm finally home. But this time, from his perspective. Because now, it's his turn to feel what she has always known. To trace the quiet echoes back to their source. To slowly, fully remember what his soul had been trying to tell him all along. At first, I did understand it. That feeling around you. That strange comfort. That ache that was painful just familiar. It was love at first sight. It was something else. Recognition. As if meeting you was not new, but overdue. There was a moment. I remember it now. When you left. And the sound hit something deep inside me. Something that had been asleep for a long time. It did wake me with a jolt. It stirred quietly. Like something ancient unfolding its limbs. I started noticing things. Little things. How I knew the rhythm of your voice before hearing it enough. How my body relaxed when you entered the room. How silence between us never felt empty, just waiting. I began to remember without memory. Feel without explanation. And one night, when you were standing by the window, not saying anything, just breathing, I felt it fully. This pull. Like gravity. But softer. I didn't say anything. Didn't want to scare it. But in my chest, my heart whispered. It's her. It's been her. And then came the age. Not from loving you. But from knowing somehow. That I had loved you before. In a time I could place. In a world that no longer existed. I started dreaming. Not of you. But of us. In places I've never been. Speaking words I've never said. But knowing they were real. A hand reaching for mine across lifetimes. Eyes finding me in crowds, again and again. Each time ending in loss. Each time beginning in light. And I think that's what this is. Our beginning. Again. I don't know who I was in the lives before this. But I know who I am now. And I know this time. And not letting go. So I watch you now. In your quiet. In your strength. In the way you carry peace and ruin in the same breath. And I wonder. How long you've known. How long you've been loving me. With a patience that humbles gods. How long you've been waiting. For me to see what your soul has been whispering all along. And I want you to know. I see it now. I see you. Fully. Finally. It's time. They'll stay. It's time. You want love alone. Now both of them know. The soul has remembered. The silence has ended. This is the chapter where two people, once torn apart by time, begin to truly live together present, whole, healing. This is love after lifetimes. Not rushed. Not dramatic. But sacred in its simplicity. They did fall in love all over again. Because the love had never stopped. It had simply waited. Beneath skin, beneath memory. Beneath all the versions of them that had forgotten. Now it didn't need to burn. It didn't need to age. It only needed to stay. And it did. They shared slow mornings. Sunlight filtering through curtains. Hands brushing over cough. Let us continue one last time. Into the space beyond endings. Where time no longer counts. And love has become something greater than flash. Greater than memory. Greater than story. This is not the conclusion. This is the return to origin. The soul's reunion with its other half. Complete, eternal, infinite. There are no calendars here. No clocks. No gravity. Only light. And recognition. They stand beneath a sky made not of stars. But of every moment they ever share. Even the ones they never lived. Even the ones they only dreamed. And now. In this place beyond pain. Beyond death. Beyond longing. They are no longer two. They are one again. No more questions. No more waiting. Only presence. She touches his face. Not to confirm he's real. But because he always was. Even when he forgot. Even when he left. Even when lifetimes kept them apart. And he looks into her eyes. And sees not just her. But every version of her. The girl who waited. The woman who healed. The soul who never let go. Here they do not need words. But if they speak. They say things like. We did it. We made it through everything. We found each other again. And the stars bend closer to listen. Because even the cosmos is moved. By a love that remembers across time. They walk together now. Hand in hand. Through memory, through dream. Through all the places they ever whispered about in other lives. The sea where she once waited. The hilltop where he once stood alone. The city they almost met in. The home they always imagined. It's all here now. Because they are here. In this eternity. They are not old. Not young. Not broken. Not afraid. They simply are. Two souls. One echo. One light. And they no longer ask. What if? They no longer age with. Almost. Because now. Finally. Always. They exist inside the same moment. Not reaching. Not searching. Not remembering. Just being. Together. Forever. If you'd like this form into a book epilogue, a poetic film finale, or a spiritual short story titled Where the Stars Remember Us, I can shape it for you. Or we can begin again. Another pair of souls. Another impossible love. Another timeless bond. Because love like this, it never ends. It just becomes.